99% of brands nowadays are running ads wrong. You are burning money, copying competitors, and hoping for sales, hoping and wishing for sales. And if that's you, you're on the right video, because now you're going to stop with all of that silliness and you're going to learn what to do instead. But ads don't fail because of the platform, or they fail because of the algorithm, or this or that, or whatever nonsense you want to give yourself because your ads are not working well. But they fail because of strategy. Strategy is the most important part of ads, okay? Right, we are going to break down what to do instead, and now your ads are going to flourish. Anyway, let's get into the video. So, what are some common mistakes that brands are making? Firstly, it is selling too early. Now, guys, if you watched my videos before, you know I harp on about this, but running ads to cold audiences with buy now when they don't know who you are, they don't know why your product will benefit them or your service, is not going to work well. Second is focusing on the product, not the problem. Showing hair, makeup, wigs without context of why someone should care. Nah, that's not what we need to be doing. You need to firstly understand your target customer very, very well, so you can understand what problem they're facing, whether it's, they can't find extensions that match their texture and they've been wasting money on loads of different products. Understand the problem, focus on the problem, and create messaging and create videos or creators or whatever that speak to that person so they can resonate with you. There we go. Next is overcomplicating ad accounts unnecessarily. Too many campaigns, no testing structure. 4 is copying big brands blindly. Now, without budget, it doesn't work. You have to understand, guys, these brands are spending a whole lot of money on ads. 30k a month, 40k a month, 50k a month. And if you have a budget of 1, 2, 3k, 4k, 5k, you can't be copying what these massive brands are doing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad to have a smaller spend, because you can make a lot of money with a 3k ad budget or a 5k ad budget, even a 1k ad budget if you do it effectively. Obviously you're not going to be making a whole heap of money, but don't copy if you don't have the budget for that and you're doing it blindly. And if you're thinking, oh, I do a couple of these things, or oh, that makes sense, yeah, at least you've understood now, and we can stop doing that from now. Now, what actually works? How are you going to rectify this? You're going to need to understand your customer. What exactly do they struggle with? Is it confidence? Is it convenience? Is it affordability? Is it self-esteem? Before you've even ran ads, again, with my clients that I work with, before we've even started running ads, we build out, or I go over with them who exactly their target customer is, what problem is their product solving for them, and why is it going to be beneficial, etc, etc, etc. If you don't understand the problems that your customers are facing, you can't create copy, you can't create messaging or creatives that speak to them. They're just going to go on to the next brand that actually, pulls on those heartstrings. Step 2, create a story-driven problem-solution content. I kind of touched on that in the last point, but this might be through UGC, tutorials, transformations. For example, if you've got a, let's say, for example, I know I probably said this in another example. I like to talk about topicals because they don't just say like, okay, here's our fading serum, or here's our cream that solves this or that, or eczema or hyperpigmentation or whatever. They really speak to, okay, this is, we'll say Jessica. This is Jessica. She suffered with this problem. This is how it was affecting her. This is how our product solved her issue. So that means when Sarah is watching that video and she's like, oh, I really resonate with that. I suffered with that exact issue, or I'm currently suffering with that exact issue. It's, it's played on my confidence. I don't feel very, I can't go out without wearing makeup. I can't, whatnot. That has resonated with her. Now she wants to buy the product. Hopefully that makes sense. Now step 3 is building a funnel, not just random ads. How I build out my funnels when I am running ads for my clients is the common one, top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. So top of funnel is awareness and education, telling people what your brand, who you are, basically, running it to people who don't know who you are. But it's slightly different depending on how big the business is, because you might already, running a fresh ad account, you've never run ads before, but you've got 80k followers, 100k followers, you already have quite a big audience who know who you are, and you can retarget them, but then you can target them, but then you can target lookalike audiences to those people. Anyway, so yeah, the top of funnel, brand awareness, showing people who you are. Middle of funnel, testimonials, benefits, trust builders, and bottom of funnel, urgency, offers, and retargeting. There we go. Step 4, and the last step, is track and test relentlessly. Instead of guessing, test creatives, right? And let the data actually tell you what is working well. You don't need to think, oh, okay, I think this works well. Oh, okay, I think this is doing well. I think this is best creative. No, if you're and I'm not saying boost posts, because you can't see this in the stupid bit, but don't even get on my nerves about boosting posts. But in Ads Manager, you can see, if you have the proper setup and you can see the proper metrics, what is making people, which ads are people watching the whole video, or 50%, which ones are hooking people the most, which ones are getting the most purchases, which ones has the highest C. You can see everything you need to see. But in summary, ads don't create demand, they capture it. Your job, essentially, is to meet people where they are in their journey, right?
So here is the blueprint we are going to use instead. We're going to keep it very, very, very simple, and I'm going to show you the type of, explain to you the framework I use in simple terms. So you're going to want to have one strong offer, 3 types of creatives, so a problem solution type of creative, social proof creative, and an educational based type of creative. And then lastly, you're going to want to have a clear testing system. So what do I mean by that? You're going to want to rotate creatives weekly if they're not performing well. If you have one really performing really well, take that one, make iterations of that, and then push for more similar to that. For example, if you do a founder-based, like explain an introduction video or a tutorial, and that one works really well, you're not going to want to turn it off, but you're going to want to make iterations, so different versions of that. You might even test the hook again, or you might even use like the same creator or the same type of video style, and then make multiple versions of that. I've done that, it's worked really well. Essentially, kill losers and push and scale winners, especially if you haven't got a massive budget at the moment. You don't want to be wasting money. That is where people go wrong. They keep the ad up for too long and you waste money. You haven't got time, you haven't got money to be wasting money. Anyway, peeps, I tried to keep it short but sweet, but if you're running ads and they're going wrong, let's take the blame. Not blame the algorithm, not blame this, not blame that, but we're going to blame what you're currently doing. Because if you then look at it that way, then you can change it. If you blame all those other things, then you're like, oh, I can't change anything anyway. Fix your strategy, fix your creative, and fix your funnel. Once you do that, your ads will scale very quickly, and you'll have the foundations in place. Like, I do understand that video was on the simple level and very, surface level. Once you get the foundations right, though, then we go into the more complex things like the targeting, like the interest, like the looking at what metrics, blah, the creatives, whatnot. But once you've sorted that, then you can scale it from there. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Subscribe, let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you very soon. Lots of love.